Who is Erik ten Hag? We ask ourselves this about every 6 weeks, dimly aware of the name whenever a Premier League manager is dismissed, which is quite regularly now. And before you make the joke, no, it's not Erik Nine Hag's replacement. How dare you beat me to that one? Ten Hag, the Ajax manager, has risen to become one of the world's most recognized managers in recent years. He's been remembered for his 2019 Championships League run with Ajax, defeating Juventus and Real Madrid en route to your European semi-final. And he might have made it to Madrid had it not been for Lucas Moura's meddling. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I didn't see you there. Ha ha ha. Today we've come up with 10 things you didn't know about Erik ten Hag. Before moving further, it would be nice if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that Gucci sexy stuff. Anyways, let's get started. Ten Hag was chosen as the manager of Go Ahead Eagles by Mark Overmars, who owns stakes in the team. He joined Bayern too and worked for Bavaria throughout Pep Guardiola's first team tenure. However, many past coaches of youth teams can point to a half-dozen players that made it. Ten Hag's rewards of that particular labor are a little more limited though. He was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's manager, Julian Green as well. Apart from that, it is sparse. In 2015, he relocated to Utrecht, further developing his style. He initially worked with Sebastian Haller there, making the ex-West Ham's forward transfer to Ajax appear a little less random now. He earned the 2016 Rinus Michels Award, and when Ajax lost to Manchester United in 2017 Europa League final, the then-manager Peter Bosz joined the Borussia Dortmund. Ten Hag, however, did not immediately secure the gig. Marcel Kaiser was promoted from the Ajax Jong side, but only lasted till Christmas, when existing man took over. He has won 2 Eredivisie titles while there. Ten Hag is a possession-oriented manager who draws inspiration from Pep Guardiola's positional style. He's also a big believer in pressing the front, a product of his German upbringing. And has been praised for his tactical versatility, deploying either a false 9 in Dusan Tadic or a more conventional figure in Haller up front. I learned a lot from Guardiola, Ten Hag said in February 2019. His philosophy is sensational. What he did in Barcelona, Bayern, and now with Manchester City, that attacking and attractive style, it sees him to win a lot. It's the structure that I've tried to implement with Ajax. There is a definite influence of Johan Cruyff on a man who is now coaching Ajax, and his players have spoken about Ten Hag's insistence on his team attacking continuously. Ajax plays a 4-3-3 formation and rarely strays from it, with overlapping fullbacks, inside-cutting wingers, and a clear, flat midfield structure. Ten Hag, who has been described as gentle by his former Bayern Munich bosses, gives a sense that he's not a strict disciplinarian and he would rather just inspire his players than instill fear into them. I was lucky to meet him at Bayern. He was an assistant from the second team. We had a lot of chats, Pep Guardiola said of Ten Hag, who reportedly endorsed for the Barcelona job later too. While everyone praises Ten Hag and his game is dynamic and impressive, there remain some concerns about readiness for a larger team. The 51-year-old is relatively young for a manager, but he hasn't quite yet dealt with the oversized egos or expected to guide a super club into ultra-competitive leagues. Some believe that the Dutchman's football might be a little naive in the absence of the right players, and that Ten Hag might reacquire a stepping stone before taking on one of the most significant roles in European football. It does seem insane, however, that nobody has taken a risk on him in nearly 3 seasons after that wild Champions League season, right? Ten Hag has met 90 different opponents over his 10-year management career, but there are those with whom he enjoys sparring the most. He's got a perfect record of 24 of those 90 teams, or versus 24 of those 90 teams. The highlights being Sporting Lisbon, Borussia Dortmund, and Lille, with whom he faced and defeated 4 times. It is a credit to his ability to defeat significantly fewer opponents. Indeed, apart from the reserve team of the German club Augsburg, only Liverpool has ever faced a Ten Hag team but never lost or drew. Ten Hag has managed 421 games and won 272. That's a 64.6% win rate. That exceeds a few of the current greats. And because you asked, here are some other stats. Arsene Wenger, 54%, and Sir Alex Ferguson at 58.1% also finished their career with victory percentages below 60%, while current managers Jose Mourinho, 63.4%, and Carlo Ancelotti, 59.14%, and Jurgen Klopp at 54.04% all lag Ten Hag. Of course, he's got a long way to go, but it's his first decade in the dugout, and he's undoubtedly started Ten Hag on the right track. The Dutchman was reserved and unassuming ahead of his match against the Lisbon squad, struggling in third place in the Portuguese league. "This is a fantastic club," he said. "They live and breathe football here. It's a beautiful stadium. In the Netherlands, we might be favorites, but we're not favorites here in Portugal. Being favorites, that doesn't really mean anything to me. It's decided on the pitch." Ajax deploys a 4-3-3 formation with Dusan Tariq of Southampton and Brazilian winger Anthony on either side of the center forward hauler. They play a smooth, possession-based style of football in possession, and they have scored 70 goals in 23 Eredivisie games this season, surrendering only 5. Additionally, they press aggressively, with no team in the Champions League winning the ball back more times in the final third in the season than the Dutch side. In the 18th minute, right-back Nusser Mazraoui dispossessed Benfica left-back Alejandro Grimaldo before crossing to set up Tariq's opening. Daley Blind, a former Manchester United player, is just critical. Wesley Sneijder, a former Ajax player, told Dutch television, "He typically starts at left-back, but because Ajax puts a lot of opponents under pressure, he has something of a free role and frequently plays farther up the pitch as an extra midfielder. He rarely gets himself into trouble because his positioning is just always so good." The Dutchman was dressed impeccably last night in a shirt, a round-neck sweater, and jacket. For most of the game, he maintained his composure and he kept his hands in his pockets following Tariq's magnificent volley. He became enraged in the 90th minute when Slovenian referee Slavko Vini halted the play to treat Benfica defender Gilberto for a cramp after Ajax had a quick throw-in a search of a winner. Remco Pasveer was chosen ahead of Cameroon goalkeeper Andre Onana, who returned from a suspension but is out of contract and expected to leave this summer. But the 38-year-old Dutchman was at fault for Roman Yaremchuk's 72nd minute equalize after failing to deal with a long-range shot. BT Sports analyst Chris Sutton said, "This is a big mistake. Ten Hag brought in the goalkeeper because he's good with his feet. I think Onana is a better shot stopper than him. Champions League knockout tie, and he bombs it up. It's a poor mistake from the goalkeeper." Ajax dominated the first half, while Benfica improved in the second. Even with a 2-1 lead away in Europe, the Dutch side continued to press for a third goal and was outnumbered at the back when Portuguese equalized late. Ten Hag made 2 substitutions at that point, including the insertion of former Everton star Davy Klaassen. BT Sport co-commentator Steve McManaman said, "That'd be my only criticism of Ajax tonight. You can see that they were under pressure, but they didn't change the game. They didn't become more compact. They didn't become difficult to break through. They kept on playing, they were very open, and eventually got caught. You gotta go shut up shop sometimes." They've been far too open in the second half, particularly when you're not on top. But Michael Owen said they're so fearless, it'll cost them sometimes, but at the other end, it'll give more chances to score. So, what are your thoughts on all this? Do you think if Ten Hag were to land the Old Trafford managerial post this summer, would he need to change and possibly become more pragmatic? Let us know in the comment section below. And that's all I got for you for today, so don't click out yet. I got more stuff to beg for. Thank you. Would you like to hit that subscribe button, hit that the bell, and the like buttons? Press all the buttons, because button pressing is fun. No other reason attached. Anyways, see you in the next one.